Major funding for Backyard Safari is provided by the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future.
Special Investigator Celia. I'm looking for clues to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I'm looking for dinosaurs. But there's just one problem. Dinosaurs, like Tyrannosaurus Rex and Velociraptor, are dead, gone, out of here. But that's not gonna stop this dinosaur detective from finding the clues she needs. Clues tell us some dinosaurs had gigantic heads with big, sharp teeth. I'd love to imagine what they were like, how they lived. Excuse me. Sometimes when I start to think about dinosaurs, my imagination just takes over. But let me tell you, I'm not the only one who loves dinosaurs.
Backyard Safari!
Come along with me, look at all there is to see on a backyard safari. Backyard safari.
Don't you want to know more? Well, what are you waiting for?
Backyard Safari!
Now's the perfect time. Come on in. The water's fine.
Backyard Safari!
Backyard safari. Backyard safari. Come on, everybody, let's go.
You don't have to look too hard. It's right here in your own backyard.
Backyard safari. Backyard safari.
Backyard Safari!
Dinosaurs. We're surrounded by pictures of dinosaurs. But how do we know what they really look like? Well, it's all in the clues. And the best clues dinosaurs left behind are the bones. We find the bones and we fit them together like a puzzle. And what do we get? This most amazing skeleton of a Barosaurus. Just think of how big it was with skin and muscles. Imagine what it might have sounded like. Oops. My imagination just took over again. Every good dinosaur detective starts off with the facts. Or in this case, the bare bones. Let's go.
Come on, dog. Come on, doggy. Come on, Poochie, Poochie. Poochie. What do you want with an old dinosaur bone like that when you can have a beautiful little rope toy like this, huh? Doggy. Come on, doggy. Come on. Oh, it's got a nice blue handle on it. Why don't you give me the bone? Want to trade? Doggy. Come on, give me the bone. Come on, Poochie.
What's up?
Come on. Hi, Celia. Yeah, I was looking for dinosaur bones. And then when I finally found one, he came along and took it.
Well, but if it makes you feel any better, that is not a dinosaur bone.
It's not. How can you tell?
Well, dinosaur bones, you know, like the ones from T-Rex, are a
Now, are those dinosaur eggs?
Oh, they were eggs. Now they are...
Wait, let me guess, Celia. Dinosaur egg fossil. Oh, now there is a fossil of a dinosaur's head. What large teeth you have, Grandma?
Now, actually, those were teeth once, but now they're fossils of dinosaur teeth.
So let me get this straight, Celia. All dinosaur bones turn to stone?
Right.
Well, then that can't be a dinosaur bone because no dog would chew a stone bone. Oh, great. Now he dropped it. There's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
I will go and search real dinosaur fossils, and no stone will remain unturned.
Hey! That dog took my hat! Bring that back here! Hey! Come back here with my hat! Paw prints. That reminds me of another kind of fossil. In the dino detective business, we call them trace fossils. This detective made a whole movie about it. I call this experiment Facts from Footprints because I use my footprint to tell me how big some dinosaurs were. First, I have to make my footprint in the clay. Okay. The clay is soft and squishy, so when I press my foot in it, it leaves a footprint. Ha, cute toes, huh? Then, I wait a while for the clay to harden. Oh. Okay. See? Looks good, huh? Okay. Oh, whoops, almost forgot my sneaker. 1 hour later, the clay has completely hardened, almost like a rock. Okay, now it's time to compare my footprint against this. Oh, it's heavy. Dinosaur footprint. So, if my foot is this big and I'm this tall, and the dinosaur's foot was this big, how tall do you think this dinosaur was? Whew. When it comes to learning about dinosaurs, fossils are great clues. But I wonder if there are any other clues. I know just the person who can answer that question. Karinkaroo can, and maybe he's figured it out on his computer.
Few more seconds, Sass, and we'll be wired to the Super Information Routeway. Oh! Hello, Celia.
That's Inspector Celia. I'm on the mysterious case of the missing dinosaur.
Where's your trench coat and hat?
That's another mystery. But enough of this idle chit-chat, Crink. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been looking at clues that help us to understand dinosaurs.
Fossils like bones, footprints, and that sort of thing?
You got it, but I run out of clues.
Oh, you only run out of clues from the past.
But dinosaurs lived in the past. Don't all clues come from the past?
Oh, not necessarily. Now, with fossil bones as clues, we know the basic shape of many dinosaurs, right?
Right.
Well, here's a skeleton of an Apatosaurus. Now, let's see what it might have looked like with skin. Oh, look at the shape of this Apatosaurus. How do you suppose this dinosaur got its food? Could the length of its neck be a clue?
Yeah, but that's still a clue from the past.
Right. But isn't there an animal alive today that also has a long neck?
A giraffe.
Mm-hmm. And we know how a giraffe reaches the tops of trees to eat.
That's a clue. It tells us how dinosaurs with long necks might have gathered food from the treetops, right?
Ah, good work, Detective.
Well, then there are probably other animals alive today that help us to understand dinosaurs.
Right. There are lots of them. Now, this Struthiomimus is shaped a lot like an ostrich. And it had the same kind of legs. Now we know ostriches can run very fast.
So we think Struthiomimus did the same thing?
That's what some scientists think.
Ah.
Now here's another one. This Triceratops was named for the 3 horns on its head.
It looks like a rhinoceros.
Yep, it sure does. And we know rhinos use their horns to fight or to scare away other animals.
So we can bet Triceratops did the same thing, right?
That's the idea. The way animals live today gives us clues about how dinosaurs might have lived a long time ago. Actually, real dinosaur detectives are called paleontologists. Do you want to know more?
Inspector Celia always wants to know more.
Then just step out there.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
There must be dinosaur detectives, paleontologists around here. I just need a clue where to find them. Aha! I guess this could count as a clue, huh? Hey, what's this? Looks like a bunch of dried mud.
That's how we bring fossils back to the lab.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Celia.
This is Mark Norell. He's a paleontologist here at the American Museum of Natural History. Now, you said there's a fossil in there?
Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of sand and mud and plaster, but really there's the bones and the teeth of a small dinosaur called Protoceratops.
Why is this wrapped in this white material?
Well, when we find a fossil, we dig around it to find out how much is there. Then we cover it with plaster of Paris. The plaster of Paris hardens to form a cast. It's a cast just like would be on a broken arm or something, and it protects the fossil when we bring it back to the lab.
Okay, I get the picture. But what happens once it finally gets here?
Well, that's where my job ends and Amy's begins.
Amy?
Yeah, come on, I'll introduce you to her.
Oh, okay, great.
This is Amy Davidson. She's a preparator. She's the one who removes all the rock and the dirt from the fossils after we get them back to the laboratory.
Oh, hi, Amy.
Hi.
So tell me what you're working on there.
This is a piece of a dinosaur like a velociraptor, and this is one of its toes. You can see the toe bone here, and there's a claw,
Oh, yeah.
and it's still attached to some of the rock that it was buried in. Huh. I have another fossil I'm going to work on. You want to help?
Me?
Yeah.
You bet I want to help you.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
First thing we have to do is remove the bone from the jacket. This is the same kind of saw a doctor uses to take the cast off your arm. There we go.
Hey, there's newspapers and things. in
Yeah, we
there.
put that on the bone so it doesn't stick, so the plaster doesn't stick. Okay, and we'll pull this paper off. And there it is. That's just the way it looked in the ground when the paleontologist found it. Well, now our job is to see what's really in there. So let's just start scraping.
So scraping is the first thing you do?
Yeah. This is pretty soft, this rock.
Mm-hmm. You must get good and dusty when you're out there in the field, huh? You know, it's hard to believe that this was actually like millions of years old.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
It really is. Hey, we're really getting down to it.
Looks like we've gone all the way
Hey!
through. Gotta be careful, it might break still.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, look at
The real
that.
dinosaur bone.
Yeah, right in your hands. Hey, it looks kind of heavy.
Not too bad. You want to try?
Yeah, I do. Oh, my goodness. What kind of a bone is this?
I can tell you it's an Allosaurus.
An Allosaurus.
It was a very big dinosaur. It was 30 feet long. And and it was bipedal,
Uh-huh.
and it was a carnivore.
Okay, bipedal means it stands on 2 feet, right?
Mhm.
And a carnivore is an animal that eats meat.
That's right.
So it must have had pretty sharp teeth. This is not a tooth.
Nope.
No, definitely not. Any more hints?
Well, I can tell you it did not use it to walk on.
Not a tooth. Doesn't use this bone for walking. Bipedal carnivore. About 30 feet. Wow, that's a big dinosaur. Maybe it's part of the backbone.
Not even close.
Hi, Mark. Not even close?
Not even close. But here's a hint. The allosaur uses it to eat with.
Uses it to eat. Huh? I got it. It's part of the arm.
That's right. It's actually part of the allosaur's forearm.
Now I am a junior dinosaur detective.
Well, you're off to a good start. But take a look at the allosaur. The feet. What do they remind you of?
Sounds crazy, but they look kind of like birds' feet.
That's right. Scientists have shown that allosaurs and birds are really closely related. Allosaurs and birds have 3 toes. As a matter of fact, we at the museum think dinosaurs are still around in the form of birds.
Wow, I had no idea. Well, for this dinosaur detective, this was a pleasure.
You're welcome, and I'll take this now.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for showing me how paleontologists learn all about dinosaurs.
All right, I'm in. I'm on the internet. And someone's sending me a message. It's time for the workshop. Ooh, that's right. I have some important people to talk to. That's right, Sass. Time to get off the super information routeway and meet some really important people. I could use one of those trucks in my house. Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Crinkle Root.
How you doing?
Good.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm digging out this animal bone.
Let me see. Is that a real one?
No, it's plastic.
Well, why are you doing that?
Because I want to be a paleontologist, and I think it's really fun to dig out these bones.
Tell me, what's a paleontologist?
A paleontologist is someone who digs up bones like this. They go out into the desert, and they take some of these tools, but they might be a little bigger, and they just say, hey, this is a good spot to dig, and just dig.
And what are they looking for?
They're looking for fossils and dinosaur bones or animals that are extinct.
So tell me, how did you make that so you could dig up those bones?
Well, first you need some of this plaster powder, and you need a tin and Vaseline and some water.
Right.
You take 2 cups of this powder, and then you pour some of this water into the other cup
I see.
and pour it in.
What's it going to make?
It's going to make plaster as soon as you mix it up.
Oh, I see.
You start mixing it until it gets all smooth and sort of mushy.
Oh, so you really mix it up good. What's the next step, Gabby?
You take the tin, you take the Vaseline,
I see.
you take a little on your finger, and you rub it on the tin, a little on the sides and on the bottom.
Yeah.
So the plaster won't stick when you get it in.
And then?
Well, then you take this plaster and pour a tiny bit in first,
Why, just a tiny bit?
because then you're going to put the little plastic bones in. And you just stick them in there. Then you take another bone. About 3 bones will fit in here.
Yeah.
Put them in anywhere.
I see them there.
And Then you pour a little more of the plaster to cover it.
Ooh, why do you cover them?
So it would be pretty obvious where they are because you can see them when you dig.
Oh.
They're like hidden.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Show me what it's going to look like when the plaster dries.
Right here.
I see. So what do you do now, Gabby?
You take one of these tools here
Right. And then you...
and you start to like dig.
Uh-huh.
And you take all this powder out and dig it.
Yeah.
When you like break a piece off, just take it off and you'll probably find a little of the bone.
Oh.
You end up with, let's see if I can pull this out. This.
What's that?
It's an animal tusk.
Very neat. Hold that up. That's a great project, Gabby. Thanks very much.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Using all kinds of clues and our imaginations, we can try to figure out what life for the ancient dinosaurs might have been like. We can imagine how dinosaurs made nests and laid eggs. And how those eggs hatched and what their babies look like. With clues that dinosaur detectives have gathered, we can even imagine an encounter with Tyrannosaurus Rex, one of the biggest meat eaters of all time. But no matter how many clues we have, we can never know exactly what dinosaurs were like. That's because they died off a long, long time ago. What caused this to happen? Well, that's a mystery we may never be able to solve.
Hey, hey, hey! Oh, yeah. Dinosaurs, where did you go? The last time I looked, you were here 65 million years ago. Well, now I've got so many questions, and they're all so big. Guess that's why paleontologists dig. They dig for dinosaurs. I dig dinosaurs. I love to go and see them in the museum. I could look at dinosaurs all day. And though we haven't met, I'd love a dinosaur pet. Though I wonder what the neighbors would say. I've got so many questions, and they're all so big. Yeah. And that's why paleontologists dig. They dig for dinosaurs. I dig dinosaurs. I dig them when they're scary. I dig them when they're not. I dig them big and little. I dig them all a lot. I dig dinosaurs. Dig them in the movies. I dig them in their books. I dig dinosaurs.
The case may not be closed on the mystery of the dinosaurs, but we found a lot of clues that tell us what they might have been like.
Freeze, Celia!
Bud?
Inspector Bud, Dino Detective. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Know who this is? Barosaurus, last seen 140 million years ago, liked to chew on plants. How about this suspect?
Well, looks like-
Velociraptor, a real fighter, liked to eat meat.
There he is!
Velociraptor? Where?
No!
Where?
Dogosaurus! And he's got my hat. If there's one thing dinosaur detectives love as much as dinosaurs, it's their hats. Hey! Come back here! That's my hat! Hey! That's my hat! Hey! Come back here with my hat!
Just because dinosaurs are extinct Doesn't mean you can't make one of your own. All you need is a few simple materials and lots of imagination. Here's my friend, Olivia, to show you how.
I got a dinosaur that I made out of clay. It's a diplodocus, which used to be called the Brontosaurus. I used tin foil and I made it into a ball to make the body. And I used the wire to make the head and the neck. And then I took clay and I put it over the tin foil and the wire to make the dinosaur blue, and I made a tail and feet. I wanted to think of what a dinosaur would look like in my own imagination. 'Cause you don't really know what a dinosaur actually looks like, so you could say they might be yellow with red spots, because all you know is that the bones, that you only found the bones and you didn't find the skin because the skin disintegrated.
To make your very own dinosaur, you need tin foil, clay, some wire, either from a paper clip or maybe a pipe cleaner, and lots of imagination. Oh, good luck, dino designers. And remember, the best place to learn about nature is right outside your door. Because when you're outside, you're on your own backyard safari. Bye-bye!
Backyard Safari is a production of Lancet Media Entertainment and is produced in association with the American Museum of Natural History. This episode of Backyard Safari is made possible by a major grant from the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future.